Anna Delvey took New York by storm as a Soho socialite that everyone knew, but no one knew where she came from. Accepted into the party scene as one of them, this Russian-German woman did something that shocked everyone who thought they knew her. She partied with them, went to high-end restaurants, slept in hotel rooms, and traveled the world. And while she paid in cash and gave $100 bills as tips to waiters, no one suspected a thing. That's because they all believed Anna Delvey was yet another Harris. The whole social scene knew that she came from a high-end family, and she had the fashion and lifestyle to prove her wealth. She was simply seen as just another super-rich young woman, no one expecting anything out of the ordinary from her, which is why the truth about her would shock anyone. Anna lived in hotel rooms all over Soho. This might seem odd, but since she traveled and partied a lot, it made sense that she would stay in hotels in between going to her home country to renew her visa. In her Soho hotel suite at Howard Street, the story begins. Because Anna was very involved in the city's social scene, the hotel assumed she was rich and never once asked for her credit card. She was constantly out and about, spotted at all the popular parties. Anna also had the habit of flashing her cash around freely, always handing out $100 bills as casual tips in events. She was regularly seen wearing luxury designer clothes and definitely looked and acted the part. Soon after staying in the Soho Hotel, she made friends with the concierge, Nefertari Davis, who she called Neff. Neff was curious about the young rich girl who regularly topped him with $100 notes. Neff found benefit in her friendship with Anna, as she was aiming to get her cinematography career up and running with the help of all of Anna's connections. What was strange to Neff was how Anna, who seemingly knew the best places in the city, consistently tried to connect with Neff by asking for her recommendations for these things. Quickly, Anna and Neff became good friends, spending a lot of time together. Anna was well known for being an extra generous tipper, giving so many people $100 bills daily. Anna made connections with everyone she met, befriending not only Neff, but a whole host of celebrities, athletes, and CEOs. When it was time for Anna's birthday, you can be sure that she threw herself a huge party. All of her rich and famous contacts came along to celebrate in her lavishly organized event. Michael, her travel friend, went to the party. What happened after the big occasion shocked him, however, as he received a message that she never paid her bill, and they asked for her contact details. From there, his suspicions grew. People really began now to wonder where she really came from. It was rumored that her dad was a Russian diplomat. It was assumed she was sitting on family money. Someone mentioned that her dad was actually an oil industry titan. It seemed that no one really knew the real story. Anna expressed to many people that her ultimate goal was to create an exclusive club featuring high-end art, which she would name the Anna Delvey Foundation, ABF. She scouted spots, hired a creative director, and started to make plans to really make it happen. A location popped up in her search that seemed perfect. It was in 281 Park Avenue South and needed renovation. What Anna needed, however, was someone to help her and also loans. Millions of dollars worth of loans. Anna connected with a financial partner to help purchase the location because she said that her personal assets, which are quite substantial, are located outside the U.S., some of them in a trust with UBS outside the U.S. Hence, needing someone inside the U.S. to do this for her. She made the promise to pay back and that she would be respectful and professional in purchasing the location and getting the funds to them as soon as possible. She decided to try and help herself with fundraising efforts of throwing dinner events and inviting wealthy guests to attend. She got close to the famous Martin Shkreli, who was well known in the pharmaceutical industry for raising the cost of important medication from $13 to $750. Later, he was convicted for fraud and is actually now in prison. It seemed that Anna was starting to slip in her lavish cash flow floating through life, as she hadn't yet paid for her room at the 11 Howard Hotel. And since they didn't have a card on file for her, some worries came up. Initially, the hotel overlooked Anna's failure to submit a card, treating her as a valued guest. The hotel owner was the owner of the location she was attempting to purchase, so she also was connected as a prospective client. This is why the hotel decided to accept a wire transfer to pay for her room. But after over a month, no payment from her was received. Since Neff was good friends with Anna, the hotel requested that she deal with the issue. The total amount owing was over $30,000. Neff trusted that Anna could pay and went to speak with Anna about the issue. Anna responded that the transfer was on its way, which was an empty promise. From here on, things really started to crumble for Anna Delvey. There was no going back. Eventually, the hotel did get a wire transfer for $30,000 for her room. So Anna resumed her social status as before and assumed all was fine. They demanded to have her put forward a card that was valid and even threatened to change her room code and throw her out. Anna didn't follow the hotel's demands and ended up being locked out of her room when they changed the code. Anna was furious, claiming she was being treated like a common person and that she did not deserve such terrible treatment. Then, she pulled out a trick that she learned from Martin Shkreli. She threatened them back, telling everyone who worked at the hotel and manages the establishment that she would purchase the website domains of each of their names so that they had to pay her to get them back. While she left the treat steeping, she took off on a vacation to Morocco with her personal trainer friend and a videographer, Rachel Williams. The trip didn't go smoothly at all. The trainer got very sick with food poisoning and decided to return to the US early. The trainer then got a call from Anna, who was upset and distraught that her credit card wasn't working. The hotel manager of where she was staying threatened her with calling the police, and she pleaded desperately with her trainer friend to let her use her credit card. Upon her return to the US, Anna found another hotel to move into. A pattern was starting to show, as she still couldn't provide a credit card that worked and ended up in over $11,000 debt in this new place. Her belongings were taken and she was kicked out. Things were starting to get serious. In her desperation, she asked her trainer friend to stay at her place and she agreed. And if you're wondering how she ended up settling the bill for the Morocco hotel, it was because her videographer friend took the hopping $62,000 bill on her American Express credit card. Her trainer friend lost all trust and immediately told Anna to leave her house. The lawyer suspected something was really not right here and got in touch with Anna's trainer. She invited Anna to a restaurant for dinner, which Anna had no idea of the intervention that was waiting for her. Enter all of the people to whom she owed money. The harsh group intervention was a taste of the trouble Anna was in. Tens of thousands of dollars is what she took from her colleagues and friends, and they wanted to know where it was. She claimed that she would have all the money to settle the debts once her lease was signed for that foundation she was hoping to create, but they saw through the act. That's when the group told her that the location was rented to someone else. She still tried to make up reasons and excuses for herself. They weren't going to buy it any longer. It all started to fall apart. The jig was up, and people began to spread the news by writing articles about her calling Anna a one-age socialite. Rachel didn't believe Anna and took matters into her own hands, emailing the New York District Attorney's office and let them know that she suspected Anna was a con artist. The authorities looked into it and immediately replied that they were quite sure she was too. First, she was arrested for her outstanding bills from all of the hotels. The newspapers spread the news, though Anna managed to find a lawyer and get bail. How she managed to go free is still unclear. One thing was for sure, she's skilled at what she does. Not long after she went back to her old, journeying to California, where she was arrested instantly in Malibu. She returned by force to New York, where faced what was explained as 6 counts of grand larceny and attempted grand larceny, in addition to theft of services. As it turns out, Anna Delvey was never her real name. Her real name is Anna Sorokin, and she was born in 1991 in Russia. She's no German Harris. Her family only moved to Germany in 2007. Her roots lie not in a wealthy family, but an average working-class family that definitely did not give her any trust fund. Anna was now facing up to 15 years in prison. Using her talents, she attempted to bargain her way out of her full crimes. She offered a plea deal to the judge of 3 years or less of imprisonment. The judge didn't buy it and rejected her plea. The counteroffer from the judge was 3 to 9 years, though Anna boldly rejected the deal, choosing to go to trial instead. The judge of this case, Justice Diane Kiesel, remarked that Anna clearly showed no remorse for her atrocities. In 2019, she was finally convicted and sentenced to up to 12 years behind bars. In 2022, Netflix debuted Inventing Anna, which was produced by none other than Shonda Rhimes. According to recent news, Anna was paid no less than $320,000 by Netflix for the right to tell her story. It's possible that she hopes the show will turn public opinion in her favor. And in an interview, she was quoted saying that she would like to show the world that she's not this dumb, greedy person that they portrayed me to be. When her lawyer was asked about how Anna was doing in prison, he shared that she was like a unicorn in there. Just as she did before, she's easily made friends and loves to connect with such intriguing people, especially the more serious inmates. This one girl, she's been stealing other people's identities. I didn't realize it was so easy, Anna has said. This points to a possible direction for her future as a con artist, as learning these tricks in prison can easily lead her back to trouble. Of course, Anna's dream foundation has not happened. It was true that another lease was taken out, so now a Swedish photography organization named Fotografiska has taken residence. Apparently, Anna still wishes for the foundation to be made, and probably gets a sense that it would actually be a popular place, especially now that she's become even more famous for her crimes. For a relatively young woman, she pulled off some impressive scams on many banks, hotels, professionals, and personal friends. Experts believe that Anna's total amount that she illegally obtained and used was $275,000. Where did she learn to do that? It's suspected she's got friends who schooled her in the art on conning for money. Another way she got so much money was using bad checks and taking out credit that she had no intention of paying back. Anna really did make everyone believe that she was who she said. She played the part well. She managed to do all the right moves in the con of banks and establishments, and she had people who trusted her as a friend. Anna was officially released from prison on parole in February 2021, and her Instagram account quickly buzzed with her renewed activity. It seems as though the fake heiress didn't waste a minute rebuilding her social life from the ground up. However, after a month of freedom, she was rearrested in March 2021 for overstaying her visa by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement.